What's up, America? This is the Disgruntled Conservative Combat Veteran, a brand new channel run by a real combat veteran who is absolutely fed up with watching our country get screwed over by politicians who put everyone else first. This is my very first video, and I am coming out swinging with the raw truth. Why Democrats put illegal aliens ahead of American citizens, ahead of you, your family, our veterans, and the people who actually built this nation. It is December 2025. President Trump and Secretary Noem have the southern border locked down tighter than it has been in decades. Encounters down over 90%, zero catch and release for months straight. Illegal crossings are at historic lows because real leadership finally stepped in. The numbers do not lie. What used to be thousands pouring across every single day is now a trickle that Border Patrol can actually handle. But we cannot forget the absolute disaster the Democrats created. Over 10 million illegal aliens flooded across under Biden and Harris, and the damage is still being felt today. Cities are still dealing with the fallout, schools are still overcrowded, hospitals are still strained, and American families are still paying the price. This is not about legal immigrants. I respect anyone who comes here the right way, waits in line, learns the language, and becomes part of this great nation. This is about lawbreakers getting red carpet treatment while American citizens get left in the dust. If you are sick of the lies, sick of being put last in your own country, and ready for no-nonsense commentary from a veteran who served so you could stay free, then hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and let us expose this betrayal together. Here we go. First, let us set the stage with how we got here. Illegal immigration has always been an issue, but under Democrat control, Obama, Biden, Harris, it turned into an outright invasion. It did not happen overnight. It was a slow, deliberate erosion of our sovereignty that accelerated under their watch. Obama kicked it off with the program that shielded illegal aliens brought here as kids. It sounded nice on paper, but it sent a clear message. Break the law, bring your kids, and we will reward you. It created a magnet, encouraging more families to make the dangerous journey because they knew there was a good chance they would get to stay. Then Biden and Harris took office and went full open borders on day one, stopped wall construction, killed the Remain in Mexico policy, ended certain health measures early, reversed Trump-era deterrence, and basically rolled out the welcome mat. They did not just fail to enforce the law, they actively undermined it. Interior enforcement collapsed. Immigration officers were told to stand down on most deportations, and sanctuary cities were celebrated instead of condemned. The result? Absolute chaos. Record-shattering numbers, over 10 million known encounters, millions more gotaways who vanished into our country. Fentanyl poured in, killing over 100,000 Americans a year at its peak, more than Vietnam and Iraq combined. Cartels got richer, human trafficking exploded, and American communities paid the price. Cities like New York, Chicago, Denver, overrun, spending billions on hotels and services for illegal aliens, while homeless veterans slept on the streets. Small towns in Texas, Arizona, and even places like Massachusetts got dumped with thousands overnight, with no warning and no resources. Democrats called it compassionate and humane. I call it deliberate betrayal. And now that Trump is fixing it, deportations rolling, crossings plummeting, Democrats are still crying about rights for people who broke into our country. So why? Why do they consistently put illegal aliens over citizens? Let us break it down point by point with no sugarcoating. Reason number one, pure political power grab. Democrats know that a huge chunk of illegal aliens, if given amnesty and a path to citizenship, will vote Democrat. These folks come from countries with big socialist governments. They are primed to support the same policies here: more welfare, more government control, higher taxes on working Americans. That is why every few years we get another amnesty push, expansions of programs for those brought here as kids, comprehensive reform bills that never actually secure the border first. Notice the pattern. The border security part always gets dropped, but the legalization part stays. It is not about fixing the problem. It is about importing future voters who will keep Democrats in power for generations. And do not forget the census. It counts every person here, legal or not. California, New York, Illinois, blue states stuffed with illegal aliens, get extra congressional seats and electoral votes because of it. That means more representatives, more influence in the House, more votes in the Electoral College. Your vote in a red state gets watered down, so Democrats keep power even when they lose elections fairly. That is not democracy. That is rigging the system through demographic engineering. They have been playing the long game, and American citizens are the ones who lose. Point two, cheap labor for their elite donors. Big technology companies, agribusiness, construction giants, all heavy Democrat donors, love having an endless supply of low-wage workers who will take cash under the table. No benefits, no complaining, no union demands. When millions of illegal aliens flood the job market, wages get crushed for American workers, especially blue-collar citizens trying to feed their families. Black and Hispanic Americans, who Democrats claim to care about, get hit hardest because they are often in the same job sectors. Jobs Americans would gladly take at fair pay go to people here illegally instead. Companies save billions, chief executive officers get richer, stock prices go up, and the donor class stays happy. It is modern-day exploitation, pure and simple. Democrats talk a big game about workers' rights, but when it comes to illegal labor keeping prices low for their corporate friends, suddenly they are silent. It is class warfare disguised as compassion, and working-class Americans, regardless of race, get screwed every time. Number three, straight-up radical ideology. The far-left Democrats honestly believe national borders are immoral or racist. They have bought into the globalist idea that nations are outdated, that America should be a borderless zone where anyone can come and get whatever they want. They want global equity, tear down walls, open everything up, let the third world flood in so America pays the bill forever. Catch and release. Funding non-government organizations to help people cross, refusing to finish the wall even when Congress approved the money. That is not incompetence. That is their plan. They see America as just an idea, not a real nation with citizens who deserve priority, resources, and protection. This is not mainstream Democrat thinking from 20 years ago. This is the radical takeover of the party. The moderates got pushed out, and now the extreme wing calls the shots on immigration. They genuinely think enforcing borders makes you a bigot, and they are willing to sacrifice American safety and prosperity to prove their moral superiority. Point four, draining resources that should go to Americans. Your tax dollars, hundreds of billions every year, going to house, feed, educate, and provide medical care for illegal aliens. We are talking free hotel rooms, free food, free schooling, free health care, things many American citizens struggle to afford. New York City alone blew billions putting migrants up in luxury hotels, while homeless veterans slept on the streets outside. Chicago turned recreation centers into migrant shelters, canceling youth programs. Massachusetts housed illegal aliens in veteran facilities. Schools in border states added thousands of non-English speaking students overnight, pulling resources from American kids who need extra help. Hospitals in Texas and Arizona were overwhelmed with unvaccinated, untreated patients, driving up wait times and costs for everyone. Welfare programs got stretched thin. All this while, American families dealt with inflation, high gas prices, and stagnant wages, veterans homeless, citizens struggling with inflation, and Democrats' answer is more benefits for people who should not even be here. It is a slap in the face to every taxpayer, especially those who served. And finally, the massive media cover-up and virtue signaling. Mainstream outlets bury stories of crimes committed by illegal aliens, murders, assaults, trafficking, drunk driving deaths, but amplify anything that fits their narrative of migrants good, enforcement bad. Remember Laken Riley? Killed by an illegal alien who should have been deported. Barely a blip on major news networks. But if a citizen commits a crime against a migrant, wall-to-wall coverage for weeks. They selectively report to keep the public guilt-tripped and complacent. Democrats love calling them undocumented immigrants or newcomers or asylum seekers to make you feel guilty for wanting laws enforced. They push the lie that most are women and children fleeing violence, when the majority under Biden were single military-age men. They live in gated communities with private security while telling the rest of us borders are bigotry and we should just accept the invasion. It is all gaslighting to keep the invasion going while they maintain power and moral high ground. The American people see through it now. That is why Trump won in a landslide. Bottom line, folks, Democrats put illegal aliens over American citizens because it gives them votes, cheap labor, ideological wins, resource diversion, and control of the narrative. They betrayed us for years, sold out our sovereignty, and endangered our communities, all for political gain. But the good news, America is waking up. The people spoke loud and clear in 2024. President Trump is delivering border secure, deportations happening in record numbers, America first, back in charge. Real leadership is fixing what Democrats deliberately broke. This channel, Disgruntled Conservative Combat Veteran, is here to keep calling out the nonsense, celebrating the wins, exposing the traitors, and fighting for real Americans every single day. We are not going back to the open border disaster. We are building a stronger, safer, prouder nation. If this video fired you up, smash that like button, drop a comment saying Citizens First or America First, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and share this with everyone you know. We have got a country to take back, and it starts with channels like this, telling the truth they do not want you to hear. Victory belongs to us. Never compromise on America. This is the Disgruntled Conservative Combat Veteran.